So there's a lot of information out there about how print is dead, and many people have gone fully electronic with their marketing. Is that true? We'll take a look at the survey and find out.
I'm Bill Herman, and we're here today at the Global Forecasting and Marketing Conference, and our guest is Travis Egan, Group Publisher for Gardner Business Media and Publisher of Modern Machine Shop. And Travis, you just gave a fantastic report reviewing some of the highlights of your Media Usage in Manufacturing report. Very comprehensive insight into what is driving the consumers of the media, manufacturing media, and possibly a guide for the advertisers in our industry. What compelled you to start this report, and how long ago did you begin it?
So we started the study in 2011, and the impetus for the study was there's a lot of general information about how people are consuming media from a consumer perspective, but there's not a great deal of information on how in the industrial markets, manufacturers in particular, are consuming media. So we did it for our own product development purposes so we could understand where to take our products. We quickly realized that our customers would really benefit from having the opportunity to see this information and position themselves to respond to the needs of their customers and their prospects, and ultimately to drive their sales.
Now, the study encompasses both print and electronic media. I think traditionally in manufacturing there has perhaps been a perception that the players in this arena are not sophisticated marketers. Have you found that to be the case, or do you think that's a myth? Are people pretty good at engaging from both sides, both the print and electronic?
Yeah, I think that it's about balance. There's a lot of very sophisticated marketers in our industry. There's a lot of new opportunities to advertise or to promote your business through channels like social media, and there's a lot of new platforms with regards to mobile devices. So there's new things to consider. And it's really about considering what the mix is, so how much investment of time or resource or money in those individual opportunities, whether it be print, online, and some of these new social media platforms. But most of our companies that we work with are fairly sophisticated at this point. Just could use a little bit better information as to how to balance that today versus where things are going in the future. So that's why we're doing this study on an annual basis, and we can then see trends over time.
Now, the Media Usage in Manufacturing report has just been invaluable in the way that it measures the readers, the consumers' preferences for taking in their media. For those that aren't familiar with it, what are the terms push messaging and pull messaging, and how would a advertiser embrace both sides of that?
So we really define media channels in general into two distinct categories: push media and pull. Push media is media that introduces the prospect to things that they did not know they needed. So great examples of push media are like trade magazines and e-newsletters. They're sent out on a regular basis. You know the general topics, but you don't know specifically what process or product technologies will be in that monthly, if you will, delivery. It really is a discovery mechanism. You learn about things you never knew were possible, and it helps you to transform your business. Pull media, on the other hand, is media that introduces you to things you know you need, but you're not exactly sure where to find them. Mm-hmm. Pull media is better later in the buying cycle when you're closer to making a selection of a vendor. And pull media are things like industry websites, search engines, and supplier websites as well.
As a publishing company, were you surprised by some of the responses that you got from the consumers of the media? Did they lead you in new directions?
Sure. I said earlier that we're looking at it from a product development standpoint. So some of the things that we have done recently as a result of some of what we've learned from the survey, we've started to develop over all of our websites at Gardner into responsive design or mobile-friendly sites. There's a big change from people using mobile devices only to really use for email purposes. And we do see a trend of people using more for research. So with a responsive design site, whether it's a mobile handheld phone or a tablet or a laptop, it will render in a way that's friendly for the user, and ultimately they can do more research on the mobile device. So we've invested in this, and we would certainly encourage all of our customers to do the same at this point.
Now, the survey, the report, the Media Usage in Manufacturing report, has only been in existence for 5 years. There's not a long body of work there, But have you already begun to see some shifts in those 5 years and some things that have surprised you?
Yeah, as far as mobile devices, again, we've seen more and more people going to tablets. So in that 5 years, tablets really came into the market, have grown significantly over that time. Additionally, we have seen in social media, for instance, we have seen that more and more people are using social media, but it's interesting because they still see social media as being of questionable value. That is growing, and I think that that will certainly grow. We're very involved in social media, and we certainly encourage everyone we work with to. I think social media platforms themselves will change and are already somewhat changing or evolving into social media for business, as opposed to purely from a social perspective. And as that continues to happen, more and more people will need to invest in that and really use it as a business tool. So that is a trend that we certainly see happening.
And it's an excellent report, a ton of information for either potential advertisers, marketers, or even the consumers themselves. Where can people find it? I know you've shared it with us here at this meeting, but
Sure.
Where can people watching this video find that report?
So it's available, certainly in a print format here at the event, but anyone can access all of this information on our website, gardnerweb.com. There's a research tab there, and under that, every single survey that we've done since 2011 to date is available, so you can compare and contrast and see some of those trends.
With Travis Egan at the Global Forecasting and Marketing Conference, I'm Bill Herman.